So for this page of problems, I really, for this first section, 54, 57, and 61, these three inequalities relate to these three functions. So we're going to go ahead and graph y equals x squared minus 3x minus 28. And so for part A, if we want to find our x-intercepts first, then we would factor. We'd have x minus 7 and x plus 4. And if we set each factor equal to 0, we get x is equal to negative 4, and we get x minus 7 equals 0, which means that x would be equal to 7. So we have negative 4 and 7. We know the graph opens up. Now there's one of two ways to find the x-coordinate of the vertex. By the way, we can go ahead and answer this question right now. We can answer this one by just looking at the graph, that this function is on or below the x-axis in between negative 4, including negative 4, and 7, including 7. Okay, so that's the answer to that inequality. And then, let's see. Then we would find, so we have the x-intercepts, and then what's the y-intercept if we let, so for part A, so we're doing that one. Domain is, I'll answer all these here, and then I'll do another section down here, two more sections for these other two problems. So the domain is all real numbers. The range would be, okay, so we have to figure out the vertex for this guy. And the vertex, we know we can find the x-coordinate of the vertex by taking the opposite of b over 2a. And so x equals, and b happens to be negative 3 over 2 times 1. So we get 3 halves. It's kind of a bummer x because we don't like fractions, but we then figure out the y-coordinate of the vertex would be 3 halves squared minus 3 times 3 halves minus 28. And again, I'm not even enjoying this one. 9 fourths minus 9 halves minus 28. Good grief. And then what do we have? 9 fourths minus, got to get a common denominator of 4. So minus 18 over 4 minus, and then 28 times 4 would be 112. 112 over 4. So what is that? That would be negative 130 over 4. And 9 fourths minus 130 over 4. I get the feeling we've done this one, is equal to negative 121 over 4. So not really excited about that. But nevertheless, negative 121 over 4. The other two are going to be a lot easier than this one. So the range then would be from negative 121 over 4 to infinity. The vertex, we already have that down here. The intercepts, we have negative 4, 0, and 7, 0. And also we have a y-intercept. If x is equal to 0, we get negative 28. So the y-intercept of 0, so when x is 0, y is negative 28 because we replace x with 0. And the min value, so we have a min value of negative 121 over 4. The axis of symmetry is always an equation. X equals the x-coordinate of the vertex. That's x equals 3 halves. And then it's increasing from 3 halves to infinity. So it's increasing and then decreasing from negative infinity all the way to 3 halves. That's kind of a bummer that we had that fraction for the x, but nevertheless, that is how you do problem 54, as well as how to graph and define the characteristics for the function that corresponds to that inequality in problem 54.